Hello. Welcome to a very special Novel Console Patreon episode. This is another Games and Stuff. This time we're talking Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And with me I have one of my oldest friends, a guy that I consider my brother. You heard him before on our KOTOR episode. It's Kiko. He's back with us. How are you doing, Kiko?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me again. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's okay.
Yeah, he's glad to have you on. You're gonna be on Patreon. This is just gonna be you and me talking about a game, and it's probably gonna devolve into us talking about other stuff because that's usually how these episodes go. I recorded an episode with Burger Champ and Thrak the other day, and the episode was like 20 minutes of Gears of War and then an hour and a half of other games.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. So this is a Star Wars Jedi Survivor. This is the sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order,
Yes.
right? Okay. This was released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows on April 28th, 2023. So it's pretty recent. It's an action-adventure single-player game developed by Respawn Entertainment and published by Electronic Arts. And holy shit, did this game build on the prequel?
It's great, man. Sorry. It's I'm I'm in awe. You know, it was amazing how good this game was. Um, the game takes place 5 years after the Fallen Order, and it's basically Cal Kestis and his friends surviving the Empire and trying to get back at them.
And oh man, what a journey. So before we continue, we're gonna spoil everything about the game. So if you haven't played it, don't listen. If you have, then go ahead and listen. It's gonna be a lot of spoilers. So basically, you start the game off by committing a terrorist attack,
On
and
a senator, right? I believe.
yeah, you commit a terrorist attack, and then you kill an inquisitor. So
Right, but the Inquisitor that actually showed up in the first game.
yeah, we thought that she was dead on the first game because that's the
Hmm.
one that he throws off from the tree after the fight.
That wasn't Kashyyyk, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
I remember that fight. That was one of the hardest fight that I had in that game. And actually,
And then in this one,
Mariella had a really hard time beating that the seven. I think it's the seventh sister, right?
that's one of them. I don't know. I know she's dead.
Yeah, she is now.
That fight was hard in the first game, but in this one it was just like, okay, it's tutorial, it's over. It's super easy fight.
Yeah, it's like
So I don't know if they. Mhm.
here a little taste of the previous one, just so you get acclimated to the new one.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if Cal Kestis became that much stronger, or if she was never really that strong to begin with, because he beat the fuck out of her.
I mean, you beat the fuck out of her in the first one, so who knows? Maybe she was hurting.
Yeah, maybe. Um, so in the first game, I wasn't a fan of Cal. I didn't really like him that much because he was kind of bland. He didn't really have much of a personality. He was just kind of like doing what he was being told. He was just scared the entire time. And then in this game, he's like leading a band of people to go commit these acts of terrorism, and he has a personality. He knows that he has to do what he has to do to get his mission done. He's not like being a little bitch about it.
Uh, be, let's be fair. Cal Kestis in the first game, he's dealing with a lot of trauma. He still hasn't gotten over the fact that his master was killed in Order 66. He doesn't know who he is. He knows he was trained to be a Jedi, but he's not even sure if he wants to be a Jedi. So the first game, is basically called Kestis finding himself and finding let's say, an alignment with the Force, and coming to terms with the loss of his master, and just dealing with what's going on right now, which is dealing with the Empire.
Yeah, I mean he's also being hunted, you know, by the Inquisitors in the first game, and but I don't know. I feel like in the first game, like there wasn't much to his character. Like you said, he did have all that shit going on, but I feel like it wasn't presented that well. It was more like he was just apprehensive to do anything.
Okay, all right. I see
I,
what you mean. Like I get it.
I didn't hate him. I just wouldn't pick him out as a Jedi from, you know, like the ones that we've had before, like Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon or Anakin.
You
Or
you can't compare him to Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon.
you can't. I mean, you can't compare him to Plo Koon. You can't compare her to Starkiller. You can't compare him to Kid Fisto. You know,
I mean, for all technically, Cal Kestis is was a Padawan, was still a Padawan. Again, he had no training. He had barely any training because he was a youngling when his master died, right? It's
yeah,
it's
he
it's
was.
it's tough. Like it's tough to be on training and then your master dies, and then what is expected from you to carry on after your master? That's a really tough um, weight on your shoulders, you know.
Yeah. But then eventually he meets Seer, and Seer helps him finish his training and actually become a Jedi Knight, which was pretty cool. Like they gave him a black empowered Jedi Master woman, you know, and that I think that that's pretty fucking cool that they didn't just put in some other fucking white guy to show him how to be a Jedi.
That's true. That's true.
And Sierra's a fucking badass.
Oh, she's amazing.
She has an amazing scene in this game towards the end where she fights Vader, and unfortunately she dies, but she beats the shit out of Vader.
Oh yeah, she does.
She fucks him up.
I
And like,
I wasn't
mm,
expecting to for Vader to show up because throughout the whole game you don't get any content from the main universe. You know what I'm saying, from the movies. You only know you're battling the Empire, and yeah, you see your usual Tie fighters, stormtroopers, um, death troopers, but there's no hint throughout the game that Darth Vader is going to show up and try to fuck things up. You know, because actually you're kind of like battling a side of the Empire, like one specific branch. Because Darth Vader shows up and he doesn't know what's actually going on. Like this other guy who's searching for Channelor was doing these things behind his back.
right?
So the fact that Darth Vader showed up was like, holy shit, this is going down. And that fight with Seer was amazing.
Oh, so good. And like the whole section where your Seer is great, where you know you're defending the school, you're fighting off these waves of stormtroopers and death troopers and all that shit, and the fucking were there AT-ATs too that you fight at the same time, and
Yeah,
then you
two.
go right, and then you go up to like the
The entrance
the
of the
top of the
academy, I
school,
think. Yeah, and
and you
you,
shoot like balls at the fucking terrain vehicles, and just it's so fucking cool,
yeah,
so cool. And then Vader shows up, and she would have killed him. I think that if she wouldn't have done that stupid jump and lunged at him, she would have killed him.
absolutely. Darth Vader was beat up already. That was a
Yep,
lucky
yeah.
shot for sure.
That was a lucky shot, because that there's no way in hell he was going to win that fight. And, you know, for being the Dark Lord of the Sith and being the most evil guy and the worst person in the universe, he loses a lot of fights.
Man, it's Anakin inside him. That's it.
It's just Anakin. They had to neuter him and they put Anakin inside him.
Yeah.
uh, but After Seer dies, like I don't know what happened in those 5 years because there's a book that covers a little bit of what happened in those 5 years. So the whole team is still together. Um, but I they kind of like went their separate ways, and it felt to me that Seer and Cal had a fight, and then they split. But when they got back together, they were like, "Oh, it's nice to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad your mission is going well." And they didn't have a moment to talk about what happened. And I would have liked to see that before she got killed.
Yeah. I for what I could understand from the game, they just had a different approach of on battling the Empire. Caucasus wanted to take a more direct, aggressive approach, like blow things up, fuck everything, while Seer just wanted to preserve and make sure that the Jedi archives and all the knowledge of the Jedi and sort of create a safe haven for the people that's battling against the Empire. So I think that's when where they clashed and they went different ways and do their things, but they understood each other, and therefore that's why they it wasn't necessary for them to talk about that because they understood each other's perspective.
I can see that. I can really see that. That does make sense. Maybe I read too much into it because to me it felt like they might have had like a falling out, but they were the way that they've always been, not really friendly but amicable, understanding each other and being, having that respect for each other. Um, but we haven't even talked about what the major plot of the game is. Like you find out that there is a hidden planet somewhere in past the rift in the galaxy. There's a hidden planet that they wanted to turn into a Jedi Academy, but they couldn't because they were attacked before that. And you find a Jedi exile called fuck, what
Bode.
was his name?
Bode.
No, not Bode, the other one.
The exile. Oh, Danganronpa, something like that.
Dangangera. Yes, him. He wanted to go back to that planet and he wanted to rebuild the Jedi Order, but he had fallen into the dark side. So the entire game, you're as Cal and his team trying to get to the planet before he does. I thought it was so cool when he would make like a force arm and just
Yes.
use
Yes.
it.
Oh my god. I lost it when he did that.
And then like he flips himself and Cal to fight on like the roof of the place, and
Yes.
then it just kind of like turns into somewhere else. Man, that fucking fight was so
Oh
cool.
yeah.
Like I feel like they did a lot in this game, but it didn't feel like they did a lot because they added, Dangangera was like the main antagonist. Then the whole thing with finding the compass to get to Tanalor, which is the hidden planet, and then Vader shows up, and then Bode is the bad guy.
Major plot twist, man. Like I wasn't expecting this at all. Like at all. When I started the game, I was like, this guy, as far as Bodhi, was like, I don't know about this guy. It's rubbing me off. But then as you progress in the game, you can see that Bode and Caucasus have a genuine relationship. Like they're genuine friends. I'm like, okay, this guy is actually good. And then, boom,
Hmm.
plot twist. He betrays you. But then you get why he did that too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. You
I,
can't hate him at the end.
yeah, like I don't hate the guy. Like man, I get it. And it's very possible that any human being in that position would have done the same thing he did.
Yeah, I uh, I saw the spoiler on TikTok that he was the bad guy,
Oh,
and I was like, "Fuck this guy!" I like the entire game. I was like, "This fucking asshole! I can't wait to kill him." And then he betrays me, and I'm like, "This fucking dickhead!" And then you find out the reason. I'm like, I can't hate him. like
no, you
like
cannot.
like the thing, like the entire game. I'm like, maybe he's really not bad. Maybe I saw something fake, and then like he does, and I'm like, fuck. And then the fight with him, like the entire story leading up to the fight after he betrays you. Like Cal is like, I don't want to fight him. He's my friend. And then the fight happens, and he's like, I don't want to fight you. You're my friend. And I'm like, fucking listen to Cal. You guys can be friends.
Right, right. But he was so far gone. He was so scared of losing his child, Kata. Um,
I don't remember her name,
Kata,
but yeah,
Kata, yeah.
yeah,
And I get it. He was just being a father, protecting his child.
yeah, yeah. I really liked them, but man, that was fucking brutal. But he did hit BD1,
And
so he needed to get his ass kicked.
for sure, no, that's the moment you know that okay, this guy is too far gone. We need to end this. The
Mm-hmm.
moment you slap
He's
BD1, that's it.
no BD is everybody's child, everybody's robot child, and having him hit him, no, no. And every time somebody would say something bad about BD1, I was like, you're gonna get a lightsaber up your ass if you don't fucking stop. Talk
uh,
shit, fucking BD1.
oh
That
man.
such a great game, and like the thing is, when I started playing it, I was into it. Right, it was great. I was like, holy fuck, this is the best Star Wars game that I've played ever, probably. And I still think that. I still think it is a very fucking amazing game.
It
But
definitely is.
I wanted more from the combat.
Yes, I can agree with that. Um, the combat felt a little repetitive. It was very simple, but at the same time, it has some sort of complication to it. I don't know how to express it well. It I didn't get bored at all. I even though
Right?
the combat was like I said repetitive. It was basically smashing the square button, dashing with the zero, and that's pretty much what you do: force push or pull.
Yeah.
Um,
I I feel like the first game leaned a lot into the Souls like style combat, which is fine. I feel like this one deviated from it quite a bit,
mhm.
but it didn't go as far as it should have been. I feel like if they would have still kept it a little bit Souls like, but tweaked it more in the direction of a Devil May Cry game, I feel like it would have been a whole lot more entertaining. Because you have five different fighting styles, and basically all of the fighting styles are just press X to win. Press square to win, every
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah, no,
And well,
definitely. You get your basic attack, but they should have done a little bit more with that triangle, the heavy attack. They
yeah,
should have done something else
yeah.
with it, and just not be what the parry for the dual wheel and the lightsaber throw around you with the
Yeah, with the double
double
blade.
blade. I did not use the other stances because I didn't quite like them. Um,
So you have the Vanguard, which is the one with the long
the the,
Claymore
the
style
heavy sword,
sword.
yeah, the Kylo
Yeah.
Ren sword.
Um, the Kylo Ren sword. That one, I used it for a little bit, and it was okay.
I tried,
It was
but
just very slow.
too slow, too slow
Like
for me.
when you had a group of enemies around you, you can get like you were gonna get your ass beat
Hmm.
before you win that fight. The one with the gun, I really liked that one, but I wanted more out of it.
Yeah, I tried them all. I tried them all. Like you said, the Claymore lightsaber was too slow, too heavy, and when like, bro, you can't really have a heavy lightsaber. It's light. Like, come on, bro. And it's the same. You're using the same hilt as the other lightsabers. How can you make it so slow?
Yeah,
And
it.
the one with the gun, I just never got it. Like the there was really no for me there was no flow between using the sword and the gun. And if you use the gun, you gotta hit 3 times to recharge one bullet. So it's like kind of like this is not worth it for me.
I I noticed that each style was rooted in a different style of swordplay. So you had the Vanguard was basically like having Claymore or sway hander. The double lightsabers, the two lightsabers were basically like Kali sticks. I really liked that one because it was not like swinging two swords. It was like fighting with Kali sticks, you know, short, quick burst attacks. The double lightsaber was a bow staff, basically. And the gun and the lightsaber was more like fighting with a rapier, you know, the needle
Mm-hmm.
blade
Mm-hmm.
that's made for jabbing, and a gun. But they didn't go full into rapier. They just kind of went like a swipe, hitting them with the gun, another swipe, and that's the whole combo. They should have leaned more into what they thought that they were going to do, because it was kind of like a pirate fighting style. You know how they give pirates fighting styles in games where
Yeah.
they have both the gun and the sword? They should have leaned more into that, and I think it would have been a whole lot more successful, because I kind of did have fun with it, but like I said, I wanted more out of it,
Yeah, and then you got your regular one-handed lightsaber,
which was
single
fine.
lightsaber. Never used it. Like, why would
Mhm.
I use one lightsaber when I can use two or the double blade? For real, I never
So
used it.
I played single lightsaber as the main one, and then I swapped the second one between the double lightsaber and the two lightsabers. But
That's
then at the end of the game, I was like, the double lightsaber is just way too fucking powerful. I'm just gonna keep that one.
no, yeah, I that's the stances that I use. Double lightsaber and dual wheel. I mean, you get the double lightsaber to parry every single shot that the stormtroopers throw at you, and then you get the dual that you do more hits with it than you do with the double blade. So it's honestly it was no brainer.
Yeah. Um, I think they're on the right track to. I hope they make a third game, and I think they're on the right
They
track to
have
get
to.
to.
They
Oh,
have to.
they have to
Like this game, it's ended in a huge cliffhanger.
like the game ends, and you're in. Cal basically adopts Bode's daughter, and she was there when Cal had to kill Bode.
Hmm.
So there is a whole lot of shit that can happen from that. They have to make a third game and explore that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. That's kid is traumatized for sure.
mhm, yeah. And like what I was wanted to say about the combat is like I feel like they're going in the right direction if they were just to keep the same fighting styles, the five fighting styles. I don't need any new ones, and just flesh them out farther. Do like Force Unleashed. In the Force Unleashed, you could buy different combos, and you know it wasn't just square triangle. You know it was sometimes square square wait square 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 and keep going, and it would create a different combo. Just doing that, I would have loved it. And if they did that in the next one, I feel like they would have a what we want, because you know having a Soulsborne like game with an amazing combo system would be incredible.
I agree. I don't like the idea of the game turning into a hack and slash like Devil May Cry, but
Yep.
I agree on. Man, I would love to have some sort of aerial combos, like air combos.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah. Definitely.
the only thing you can do is just jump, land, and attack. Like
Hmm.
it would be better. Sorry, to jump and attack while you land before landing.
Yeah. 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 Do aerial combos. Because, so like you said, I don't want it to be Devil May Cry. I have Devil May Cry for that. I have Bayonetta for Devil May Cry. That's not what I want. I want the same combat, but more fleshed out. I want it to be more expanded to have, you know, not that I'm just like square, square, square fights over, square, square, square fights over, you know, so that if you're going to give me so many fights, I want to have a lot more fun with the fights,
Yeah,
or at least let me have all five fighting styles together so I can switch between them whenever I want.
yeah,
Um, and then build combos switching from one fighting style into another like other games do. Like Devil May Cry does that. if you're using one specific weapon and you change into another mid combo, the combo continues with that weapon.
Yeah,
I would have loved to see that. And I think that this team is talented enough to make that happen because they are incredibly talented. This game was fucking fantastic.
I agree. I agree.
Tell me, what did you like about the game? What did you hate?
I like everything. All the characters, they're likable. They are well made. Even the conversations with the patrons in the bar are fun.
Turgle.
Turgle. The fact that they gave us the what's it called, the holo table game, that was really fun. I
Did you do
enjoyed
what
it
I tell you?
for the first couple of fights, but then the droidekas got killed really fast. So I had a hard time with the last three contesting. But it was fun. It was really fun.
So for that, I did droidekas, and I would put two droidekas and then two missile troopers. So they would shoot two missiles and like clear out most of the stage, and then the droidekas would take care of the rest.
Dude, one of the battles I was so frustrated that I just put the roller bombs. Just roller bombs. 10 roller bombs, bro. And I started the fight and everyone blew up. Everyone. But obviously I lost because my units also also blew
Oh god.
up.
Yeah, there was one fight. I had two droidekas, and the enemy had, I think it was one of the, was it one of the spear guys? The thing is that my droidekas would shoot down their guy, like make him fall. He would get up, fall again. He would get up, fall again. He would get up, fall again. And it got stuck like that for like 5 minutes. And I'm just sitting there waiting for it to be over. And eventually, one of the droidekas was pushed so far back that it rolled into it and killed him. And that's how the fight ended. But I was like, fuck, the game's stuck. It's not going anywhere.
So going back to the game, like I said, I liked everything. I like the mechanics of the game, the different skills that you have, the hook, the gun hook
Hmm.
that you have. That's
Oh,
gives
the traversal is so much fun.
running on the walls, going through the electric fields, so you can just keep jumping. That
Hmm.
challenge, it was one of my favorites, the one that we share on Facebook.
The long one,
I
the long
love
challenge
that
with,
challenge. I loved
that's a
it.
good challenge.
There's one challenge I hated though, and it's
Which one?
the one that you use the hook um to jump from one of those balloons. So
Hmm.
there's like you got this balloon, but the balloon's covered with red force fields, which are the ones that you cannot go through. So I don't know if you found it. You found it, but you gotta jump
I don't
from
think I
it.
found that one.
So basically,
Hmm.
you gotta jump from those balloons, and then double jump around the energy shields, so you can find another balloon somewhere in the air. And I had
Oh,
a lot of time. Like I spent a lot of time trying to do that and figured out where the balloons are because they're not obvious. They will be either too high or too low, or behind a force field, or you gotta run out the wall to jump. It was hectic. I spent like a good half
huh.
hour trying to figure it out. That specific challenge though, it's a rumor that you get from Mosey. You know Mosey in the bar?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you remember the bird that you free like at the beginning of the game?
yes.
So she tells you where this bird is, and you go there, and the bird takes you to his nest. And in his nest is the challenge.
I see. Huh. Yeah, I didn't do that. Um, I I'm gonna be honest. As much fun as I had with the game, I was very annoyed with the glitches, the two mission glitches that I told you about. One was the treasure in the gorge, where you have to call the animal down, jump on its like whiskers, and it'll take you around. And then you do that whole thing, and at the end, there's like a treasure chest that gives you a lightsaber. That glitched out for me, and it didn't let me finish it.
It took me a while to figure it out how to do that. I didn't know I had to latch
Call
myself
it
into
down.
the whisker. Yeah.
Uh, so that one annoyed me because I had completed it, but I still had the fucking marker and the mission hadn't been checked off on my mission list. And then the other one was the one with the bounty hunters.
That one is an ongoing issue for everyone. Like nobody has been. I mean, in Reddit, I went to Reddit because I was like, "Fuck, I need to do this. I've killed every
Yeah.
single bounty hunter, and I'm not getting any reward because I cannot speak to the bounty hunter. I don't know how to say her name.
Kaith?
It's spelled Caij, but I don't know how to say that.
Cage. Yeah. She's one of those Kid Fisto people.
Yes. So yeah, it hasn't been patched. A lot of people is having trouble. They haven't been able to complete that quest. And I actually like the bounty hunters. Like their fights, the fact that they all had lightsabers was really fun.
Yep. Yep. And the
Did
fact
you?
that some of those motherfuckers would turn off the lightsaber mid fight and turn it back on again.
Yeah, and turn invisible.
Yeah. Yeah. Like some of those fights were very good, but it got glitched, so I couldn't do anything. Like you're supposed to be able to
I
get a
mean,
mission from her, go
you,
do it, and then go back to report and keep doing that with each one.
but you do find the bounty hunters throughout the game. Like these guys with the lightsabers are the bounty hunters that you're supposed
Oh,
to um to
I
kill.
see.
You're just not getting the rewards because you cannot tell her that
Collect
you
it.
killed
Yeah.
them.
Right.
So basically,
There,
her shop is locked for you because you don't have
yeah.
currency to buy anything from her.
I think I saw the same post on Reddit, and the fix was only for PC. It was going into the file itself for the game and deleting a line of code that should go away when you talk to her the first time that she recognizes that you're hunting bounties. And after that, it should allow her to give you like the rest of the missions and rewards and whatnot. But do you know the payout for that mission?
No.
You get to talk to Boba Fett for like 3 seconds.
What? That's so fun.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
yeah. Plus all the extra stuff that you get. I think it's like gun parts that you get from her.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gun parts and something else.
Yeah. So
Perks maybe? I'm not sure.
I'm gonna be honest. I said the 3 perks at the beginning, and I didn't change them.
I took a look at them like 2 times in the game, and it's just because I bought a couple perks. I was like, oh, I health regeneration. Hell yeah, give me this. Like anything that would do more damage or give you more health, I would just put it on, and didn't use anything else.
Yeah,
So
I don't even remember mine.
we can say that perks weren't really that essential for the game.
I feel like they would be essential if you play like on Jedi Master or whatever the hardest mode is.
No, because I play in Jedi Master.
Really, you played on the hardest mode?
Was it the hardest?
Was that the hardest mode?
No,
I don't
think
know.
no. You get like your Jedi Knight and then Jedi Master. Technically, the hard part, not the hardest. I don't know if was another one. I don't remember. But I didn't play in normal. I played in
Okay.
hard mode.
Yeah, no, I played it at normal. I was thinking about putting it on like the easiest, but I was like, nah, it wouldn't be. It would be way too easy, so I just put it on normal. I think Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom has been harder than that than Jedi Survivor.
I still see videos, man, and I'm so amazed of what people are creating in that game. It's just
Man,
I saw
are,
the other day I saw a video of a guy that built up a car like Batman, and then he gets in and a motorcycle came out of it. I was like, what the fuck?
fucking people.
Yeah.
Damn it.
People are making music in the game too with the lasers.
Yeah, yeah. Because apparently there's these pylons that you put on the floor, and you can bring them to whatever level you want on the floor, and depending on how much you put them in the floor, they make a different pitch. So I saw somebody did the Song of Storms,
Yeah.
with those things, and it was playing the Song of Storms. But I saw a dude that built a fucking lowrider, and like as he was driving, like the song was playing.
The song was playing.
Yeah, no. They put the song over the video, but he had like a lowrider. He was driving around the field. Like a fucking Zelda game, dude.
Oh.
But going back to Stars, man, I found the game to be pretty easy. I think the fight that gave me the most trouble was the son of Ogdo Bogdo, the spawn of Ogdo Bogdo,
The frog.
the frog.
I did not beat that guy.
Yeah.
I said,
See,
fuck this motherfucker. I will not deal with you anymore. Like, even in the end game, 2 hits and you're dead. I mean, for me, I'm playing in the hard mode, and I refuse.
he has an insta kill. He has an insta kill. If he gets you with that, you're done. You have to start the fight
when he
eats you.
Yep. The one he uses his tongue.
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw on TikTok that there's a way to make it easier, and you know that before you start the fight, there's a platform with a bunch of droids on top.
Mm-hmm.
If you stand on the platform, jump and dash out of the way, all the droids fall and they fight him for you.
Yo, why didn't I thought of that? Holy shit! I'm just gonna go right now after this, and I'm gonna beat the crap out of that motherfucker.
See, that's the one that gave me issues, and it was because of the tongue attack. But he killed me like 3 times with the same fucking bullshit move. And then there's a rift where you fight Ogdo Bogdo and the spawn of Ogdo Bogdo at the same time. And I found that shit super easy.
Well, can you do the mind control thing in one of them?
I don't know, because I didn't use any of the Jedi powers ever. I just used it
Really,
whenever I had to do puzzle stuff.
It's so fun, man. I was going every single time I was encounter a beast in the wild, I would just mind control him and they will fight for me.
I completely forgot that I even had those. I didn't even throw my lightsabers because I forgot that you could do that.
I didn't use that either. Did not need it, to be honest.
Like I hit it by accident. I'm like, oh shit, you can do that. I forgot. But like, I feel like that is also a problem that the game has, because you carry over all of the abilities from the first game. You don't relearn any abilities. You know, you have your double jump from the start. You have your dash from the start. You have the wall running from the start. Which I really like that, because a lot of Metroidvanias like to reset. When they're sequels, they reset everything when they're sequels. In this one, they didn't. They just built on top of what you had.
It makes sense,
and
though.
The lights... Yeah, it makes sense, because, you know, you were Padawan and then you became a Jedi Knight, so you obviously are not going to go back to a Padawan status at the start of the game. But I feel like they didn't teach you enough of everything that you could do, because I think that from the start of the game you can do the lightsaber throw, and I didn't remember that. This game is a Metroidvania, and I absolutely fucking loved every second of it.
Oh yeah, it's a great game.
I was going to say something and I completely forgot. Oh, Rick the Door Technician.
Favorite boss fight ever. Oh my god. I was I just remembering, I was going through that base and I was tired, because you fight for your life in that base. Like, it's constant battle, waves of stormtroopers and just coming at you. And just when you think you're done, a boss life bar comes on the screen, and I was like, fuck. And then I see this guy running through you, yelling at you, like, what? All I did instantly was force pull, and I stabbed him. And I was like, oh, this is it? This is amazing.
See, I knew about him, so I didn't know that you had that big boss fight at the beginning where you have like stormtroopers and robots just coming nonstop. I didn't know about that part, but I went up the elevator and he shows up. I'm like, so this is where they put him? I just grabbed him and threw him out the fucking window.
Oh man, that was a great moment in the game. Probably one of my favorites.
It's so much fun. And another one of my favorite moments was where Cal starts falling to the dark side.
Yes, yes. When you fall for it for the first time and start using the single blade, that was really cool. I love it because it shows that you're not you're it shows that you are not that everybody is not 100%. How do you say
Good.
it? Yeah, I mean he's good. He's a good person, but everybody have emotions, and sometimes we cannot control emotions, and it gets the better of us. And I like
Yeah.
that.
Because was it? I think he has a flashback where Seer tells him that every Jedi goes through a moment that tests them whether they're gonna stay who they are or change.
Hmm.
And I liked it. I liked that power a lot because it was really fucking cool, just slowing down everything and just killing everything. I thought that was really cool. But I feel like story wise, it I'm not gonna say it didn't make sense. It was just conflicting to have it after it happens the first time, and then you're able to use it whenever you want.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I don't think Cal Kestis has overcome the dark side yet. I think we might see that in the sequel, in the
I
third
would
game.
like that. I would like that because he
Remember that he just lost a bunch of people at the same time.
mm-hmm,
He lost Master
mm-hmm,
Cordova, he lost Seer, he lost his best friend Bode, which he killed.
mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of shit bottling up inside him, you know. So I think we're gonna see some of his dark side in the future game.
Now that I think about it, every time that he would kill somebody that would lead into a cutscene, he would look a certain way, and people would always ask him, "Are you okay?" And he would just like go back to normal, and be like, "I'm okay." Like when he killed the the Inquisitor at the beginning of the game, he kind of like has a moment, and BD makes a noise at him, and he's like, "I'm okay, BD," and then the game continues. That kind of happens a lot throughout the game. So I don't know if the game is his start to fall to the dark side and then get out of it, or I, I don't know what they're doing with that. I liked it though.
Me too. And I think the only person that's keeping him still on the light side is Marin.
Marin, yeah,
Even though
Marin.
Marin is a nice sister and she has a controversial point of view for a Jedi, she's still good, and she's the one that keeps Skull grounded.
Yeah, I, I like Marin a lot. Um,
Same.
I really I really like the combat system, how they implemented having like an AI partner.
The
I
body
hope that
system?
in yeah, I
Yeah.
like that a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it worked in a lot of ways. It worked in the combat, it worked with lore building, with the characters' relationships. It worked very, very well. I would like to see that in the sequel, but more constant. You know, whenever you're out in the world exploring the world or whatever, why not have a partner with you the entire time? I mean, it would be fun.
Like having some sort of party, like KOTOR.
Yeah, that I would be absolutely fine with that.
Oh yeah, like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, like Guardians of the Galaxy. Yes,
Such an
exactly.
amazing game too.
Oh man, that game is so fucking good.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack is
Oh,
fucking fantastic.
Chef's Kiss, masterpiece
Oh man, 10 out of 10, best game of that year.
for sure.
So good. Yep. Um, let's see what else. Anything else you want to talk about from the game?
I think we pretty much covered it. Oh, did you do any gardening?
They gave me the garden and I had a bunch of seeds and I just planted everything and then I didn't do anything else.
I did the same thing. I planted one seed of everything to see what's going on, what was going to happen. But I didn't get anything from it, so I just didn't do shit.
I planted everything of one seed.
Yeah. And also,
So
like,
like,
I forgot to collect them throughout the game. Like, they're
mm,
not obvious. Well, they kind of are. They're like little bunches with
the
fireflies in them.
fireflies, yeah,
But I totally forgot about them because
yeah.
for me, they blended with the environment. You know.
There was an. I think the way that you get more space to plant is by burning the vines on a console that's nearby. But that's a BD1 upgrade, and I never got that upgrade.
Oh, me neither. It's still wrapped up in vines. Yeah.
I think there's like one or there's two at least that I know of, uh, optional upgrades for BD1. I got one of them, and I don't remember what it was. And then
You
that other one,
completed the one that has the 7 computers.
I didn't do the last computer, the big middle one. I didn't do that one.
It happened to me. I had to look it up because I had no idea what it was. I had no like
What was it?
it's not obvious at all. So the it's in Kobo, and it's this part where you use the pterodactyl
Uh huh.
animals, and you have to glide everywhere from one point to another using the heat the vapor vents.
Right. That's the one where there's like a river going down, and there's like little mountains with the vent blowing up air. Where you
No,
fight the first bounty
first bounty
hunter.
hunter. Yes, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So in um, you go up. There's a force field, and there's like a big animal. I don't even remember. I forgot the name of the beast. It looked like a big
Le-
ass gorilla.
right. Little bit. Yeah. Uh huh.
So after you jump that part and you look to the right, there's how you call that? And meditate? No, not meditation. There's a Jedi thingy. How do you call those? The dungeons? I don't know.
The the thing that ancient Jedi master
The
built.
trials with the puzzles and whatever.
Yes. Yes.
There's
Yes.
there's one hidden like down below you, like below level. Like you cannot see it. I looked it up. I had to look it up because I had such a hard time finding it.
Mm-hmm.
And then even knowing how to do it, I had to look at the video on YouTube and like, oh, this is where it is. It's you do not go through it. It's like separated, and you have to move one of those rays, the rays that
Mm-hmm.
you use to burn the vines, and
Yeah.
point it to that to the entrance because it's covered in vines too. And that's where the last one is.
I see. Yeah, I didn't do that one. I
It's
missed
very
that one
it's
completely.
very easy to miss. I did it after I finished the game because like I want to finish this. I want to have this puzzle completed.
You're gonna 100% the game?
I won't, and I can't. I can't do the bounty hunters.
No, man. I tell you, when they fix the bounty hunter stuff, I might replay the entire game again because I really fucking liked it.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Um, the I was gonna tell you something and I completely forgot. The fuck, what's it called? The customization. Did you fuck around with any of the customization?
On
Did you
myself.
make Theo Vaughn Jedi Knight?
What?
Did you make? Did you turn Cal Kestis into Theo Vaughn? Did you give him the little mullet and the chin strap
Oh no!
and have him start telling racist jokes?
What? No. Oh no no! I do not like the Jedi robes actually. I didn't know how they look on
Jedi
Carl.
robe. No, Jedi robes kind of sucked. They were
I
kind of
Yeah,
terrible.
no. I play the game like a Jedi hipster. Can you?
Jedi hipster.
Yeah. Do you know what a Jedi hipster looks like?
No.
Full beard, full mustache, and a man bun.
Jedi hipster.
Yeah. And then I use the bomber jacket and leather pants.
I kept switching around the clothes the entire time. Like every time I would go to a new planet, I would change clothes,
Yeah.
and then yeah. Oh, I remember what I was going to tell you. All right, so in Kobo, there is a whole underground area to explore. It is massive. You can get to it from the cantina.
Hmm.
That whole place is fucking ginormous. I the last time that I went in there, and after that, I was like, I'm not going fucking back in there ever again. I spent in there like an hour and a half just exploring and finding shit all over the place. Like it is huge.
Did you fought
And
the three bounty hunters at the same time?
mm-mm, I did
Oh,
not.
they're
Oh
down
wait,
there.
wait, wait. The ones that you have to burn like they're behind like three separate vines, and you have to burn the three vines to get them out
That is
to fight them.
the electrify ones. Do you have to throw
Yes, yes.
an acid
Yeah, yeah.
bomb? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
But
did
then
that. I did that fight.
I did not fight them one by one. I got to the
You
other
fought them at
side
the same time?
and I fought them all through at the same time because I could not figure out how to burn those doors. And somehow I ended up at in their side all at the same time. But you know what? I fucking did it. I fucking beat all three of
Yeah,
them at the same time.
I got them all. I did all three, and I fought them all at the same time. But it was like in that little arena right where the
Yeah.
field is
Yeah.
at. Um, that that is the time that I got lost in there for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, that was really fun.
And like the thing is, like I don't know how I went in there. I didn't go in there through the cantina. I'm exploring and like looking at shit, and like I'm looking at the map and like trying to find little treasures and shit that's all over the place. And I saw one, and it takes me out, and I'm at the canteen. I'm like, how the fuck did I get here? Like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. I'm just gonna finish this game. that man, that was a long time. It's so much fun, dude.
Yeah.
So much fun. So anything else before we go ahead and give our final scores?
No, I don't have anything else from the game. I think we covered everything.
Okay. So what is your score for the game?
It's a 9 out of 10.
And not because you don't give perfect scores.
No, because the combat system is not perfect, and um, I wanted more planets. I wanted more.
Yeah.
Even though Kobo is massive and Jeddah also has a lot to explore,
Hmm.
Jeddah is a little bit overwhelming because it's an open desert and there's a lot of
I
walking.
I agree. I agree. There's a lot of walking, and there's a lot of there's I don't know if there's a lot of stuff to do, but there's a lot of empty space between stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I get
I
it. It's
Yeah.
a desert, but yeah, I wanted to see more planets, travel more. I wanted Tantalor to be bigger and not just
Yep.
a one s- straight hallway to finish the game.
Yep.
Um,
I I agree with that. Tanalor was a very nice looking planet.
yeah,
I I
it was
really like
it
how the
was very
planet looked.
hyped up throughout the game, so I was expecting a little bit more. So not to be honest, it was a little bit disappointment. It was a little bit disappointing.
I get that. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, no, definitely more planets, and yeah, a different combat system, a more fleshed out combat system, because the combat system's fine. It just needs to grow up some. I gave it a 10. I had frame rate issues with the water. Every time
Yeah,
that there was water, the game would fucking chug.
same here.
Um, the two missions that glitched out were fucking irritating. The game crashed on me once, like it fucking shut down and threw me to the PlayStation dashboard.
It happened to
Did the
me
same to you?
twice. Actually, twice. The game crashed twice.
Damn.
Yeah.
But I will say that this is the game that made me care for Cal Kestis, because, like I said, I didn't really like him. I didn't dislike him. I just didn't care
Hmm.
a lot about him in the first game. So this one is where we get to see more of him and who he is and his struggles and all that. I really really like that. So and I hope that there's a third game, because if the third game takes this and fixes some errors and builds on top of that, we got a fucking 11 out of 10. Because goddamn, this game was amazing. But yeah, that's it for this episode on Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Kiko, thank you for coming on. It's always great to talk video games with you, especially Star Wars.
Thank you for having me.
Anything you, yeah, no problem. Anything you want to say, add, plug, anything at all?
Nah, not really. Thank you so much again for inviting me to your podcast. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I mean, we're doing what we do best, talk about video games.
yeah.
At least me. That's all I do.
I mean, we were born in 1990. That's our personality.
It's true. We were born with a Nintendo in our hands.
Yeah, yeah. Fucking Nintendo 64. Oh, dude, I bought a Steam Deck. It's so fucking cool. I got to tell you all about it.
Oh, I need one. I'm just waiting.
Bad.
I'm waiting for. So there's this guy. It's making Dark Souls 3 expansion. It's a mod, and he hasn't released it yet. But it's so much extra content that he made with I don't know by himself or which another team. And I'm just waiting for him to release that so I can buy a Steam Deck and play it.
Okay, we'll talk about it after we finish this. All right, don't forget to tell your friends about our Patreon, patreon.com/novelconsole. Tell them to sign up. $2 a month gets you in, gets you more episodes like this one. And I hope you all have a great time. And then play this fucking game, because it's fantastic. Kiko, you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone.